And be very careful about stuff like this. Where's your vision?
Non-existent.
No. Where's your vision?
It's by the raptor camp. With,
Okay. Where am I clicking?
I'm clipping up for no reason.
Right.
And
Stand here.
Yeah.
Stand here. And if you are not comfortable to stand in the happy pocket here, ward this then. Because you're not standing here. You're not standing. Because like some champs like like Annie for example, right? Let's say you played a lot of Annie 2 months ago. And you play her now first time. You're probably gonna do like fine,
Right.
But like Neeko is not that type of champ. Like Neeko is very specific and she's very weird because you're a mage, but you're a mage that's like diving in and flanking and shit. It's like very different compared to how all other mages play. Like she plays like how Ahri plays, but Ahri is more of like an assassin. Like Ahri has 3 dashes, Neeko only has W. Right? Taliyah does not look for really like flanks and engages like Neeko does. You're also just like playing a lot of shit. And you used to play support before, no? Like I know you used to play mid and then into support and then into mid again, right?
Yes.
So what was all that about? Like why are you now back to mid?
There was a change in the tournament that we were joining that if a person had worked for Riot before, they can't play in the tournament, so my mid laner can't play on the team anymore. So now I'm back to mid because we found a support.
Okay, but then you're never stopping again.
I don't intend to.
Yeah, you're just not going to. Because like we can't have you just swap every like 6 months. You just can't be happening. So it's like, okay, you used to main mid. Then you went into support because unlucky. Jungle diff. Yeah. And now you're mid. This is current. We're here now.
Yes.
Right. So now I'm gonna coach you on mid. I'm not gonna have you come back 6 months later and say, my fucking jungler, he went to hospital, now I have to main jungle.
Okay.
Like, you're just not gonna get better like this, Like,
right.
You're now finding your footing again on mid. We can't have you just roll swap again. Right? Like, unless you just want to be stuck where you are.
No, I don't want to.
Because it's just not really possible to learn 5 roles at the same time, And neither is it possible to learn 20 champions at the same time. So it's like, you should just find your footing, find out who you are as a player, what you like. I know like 2 years ago you liked playing Ori, right? So if you still want to play Ori, that's fine. If you don't want to play Ori, that's also fine. I don't really care. What I do care about is that you really just figure out what do you like. What's like the 5, 4, 3 champs that you really like, and you learn them. So if you want to play one game of Lysandra here to like see the champion and figure out if you like it, that's fine. But just make a decision, Same with Hui. Hui is relatively new champ. You wanted to figure out, do I like Hui, whatever. That's fine. But really just find out right now, like now that you're back in mid, find out what do I like to play, and then stick to those champs. And then learn a game. Like, Akali is your most played, right? Right now? And you have 1 game of Akali here. And then scroll through. Then the last was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Akali is not Annie. Akali you have to keep playing.
Yes.
So that's just what's weird to me,
I was abusing her at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, but then you played her 17 hours ago. So it's like, why weren't I playing it here, right? So, like, your champion pool really does not need to be like that massive. Like, I do understand, yes, you're playing on a team, but you're also playing mid lane. Mid lane can, in this meta, pick really early in draft. I know Azir is disabled right now in most tournaments, right? But Azir is a safe blind. Ahri is relatively safe. Neeko is very safe blind. Taliyah is relatively safe. Orianna is very safe blind. Karma is very safe blind. Most of the counters to Karma is things that a lot of people don't even play, like Tristana, Yone type of things. So it's very easy to blind pick mid in this meta. So there's really no reason to play 20 champions. Like in fucking LCS, we have Jensen, right? And if you look at Jensen's Leaguepedia, so this is LCS.
Right.
You would think in LCS, people need large sample, right? Annie, Taliyah, Ahri, Hui, Taliyah, Karma, Ori, Karma, Azir, Tristana, Ori, Azir, Corki, Ori, Azir, Trist, So Trist has been repeating, right? Trist, and then Trist, he plays 2 AD mids. Trist, Jace, Jace, right?
Mm-hmm.
Asir, Annie, right? And then we go here, Annie again, right? So it's like, bro plays 5 champs in LCS where people are scrimming every day 5 games and have draft meetings, right? People are scouting him and preparing against him, right? And he gets away with playing 5 champions. So why do you need 20 champs? If in fucking LCS, where this guy's getting like scout reports against him, right, by enemy team, and they're having draft meetings on how to fuck him, and he gets away playing 5 champs. Why do you need 20? You don't.
I don't. Then.
Right, you don't. So that's why I'm saying figure out who you are, because so many people have figured out who they are. Jensen has realized, I am 30 years old and I play mages. That's fine. He's fucking good at mages.
Mm-hmm.
So he can do it. Now, would it be ideal if he's also fucking good at like Akali and shit? Yeah, of course. That would be fucking perfect, but not everyone can do that, you know?
Yes, that's the game.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're against Tryndamere. In general, it's really hard to bully out Trynda, but I think Neeko is probably one of the few champs that you probably actually can run a setup like this. In general, what I suggest versus Trynda is to go like Phase Rush and stuff and just have a lot of mana. So like just play Phase Rush, play Gathering Storm, play Mana Flow, Biscuits, and just play to farm and stay healthy and avoid trades, because Tryndamere hard out-sustains every mage, you know? And he's gonna make you go But Neeko is a bit different, because you actually just have so much damage, and you auto-steal a lot of damage too with W.
Right.
And I don't think your champion actually needs Phase Rush, because you have your W into E to avoid trades, right?
Right.
So I think the setup on Neeko in particular is fine versus Trynda. But if you're playing other things like Talia, for example, or things like Orianna, I really think like Phase Rush is super, super good versus Tryndamere. You know? Like on Ori these days, right? Everybody goes like Comet. But if you're against Tryndamere, I think Phase Rush is just better. So, do you have your keybinds for Neeko?
No, not anymore.
Okay.
What am I doing?
Well,
what am I doing?
you gotta set them up. Oh no, you can probably Google it or some shit. But you need to have it, because clicking here to change is like cringe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need to have a hotkey. Like, I think, like, Shift 1, for example, is pretty good. You know, Shift 1, Shift 2, Shift 3, stuff like this. Because you should be, like, constantly swapping. You really want to start lane, and in almost all cases, you would want to be your ADC, because you get attack speed and range from swapping, you know? So, your ADC often has more range than you, but they will always have more attack speed in like, almost every case, you know? So it's just better to hit this guy, being an ADC. So, I mean, like I said, versus Tryndamere, my main goal is just to poke him and farm well. Because he can easily push and fuck around on the map. So you want to make sure that at least, if he does get pushed, that he's really low. So, of course, you being here is pretty bad, because you should be taking damage. But I also like that you haven't skilled anything. Because what I like to do as Tryndamere is just E on enemy mid immediately. Because I want to use my HP. I heal so much, right?
Right.
So holding your spell is good, but you should be autoing him. You know?
Right.
You should be autoing him this entire time and try to, like, trigger him. Because here, if I am Tryndamere, I would dash forward now and avoid your Q. Does that make sense? Look. If he's good here, and he sees this, he's eating forward right now. Make sense?
So I should have waited to see what his ability is?
Yeah. Well, he's always gonna have E. Level 1. But you want to auto him, so you will just deal damage for free.
Okay.
You can also do this, that's fine, but then clicking forward is very risky. I don't think it's that bad to skill Q, because you also want to make sure you're not under turret losing every CS, you know? Like,
right.
If you're against Tryndamere, you don't want to hit him the whole laning phase, and then he crashes and you haven't set up the creeps and now you are 2 CS at first wave. You don't want that to happen either. So it's honestly okay to start Q. You just have to keep in mind, this guy, there's nothing wrong with him Eing forward into you here. Sure, it pushes the wave, he doesn't mind. His job in the game is just to push and then go invade Shaco when we want. When I play Tryndamere, something I do a lot is just one-shot the first wave with Eing the whole wave and trading, and then I get full fury and I just go and ghost into Shaco's jungle. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Tryndamere is like the only champion in the game that can do cheeses like that. But he can also here just dash on you. That's why I think it's like a little bit scary that you are doing this. Like you're like so cocky with your clicks. Like look where you're standing. It's like disgusting, honestly. Like how bad this Tryndamere is. Like here, you can space backwards right now. Okay? Look what you do now. Look where you put yourself. What are you doing? Give me one reason why Tryndamere doesn't dash on you here.
It's a bad reason, but I don't think he started E. If I
yeah, but how the
correctly.
fuck can you know that?
It's not. No, but I don't know that. That's part.
Right.
That's.
Like, how the fuck can we know he has a Q star Tryndamere?
I don't have a good reason.
Right. Like, sure, I mean, like, if you see him skill Q, right? Then everything you're doing is good. But we have no fucking idea. Because, yeah, like, Tryndamere can do, like, so cringe trades. And it's really bad for you to spend 50 gold for a potion and then just lose them because he's dashing on you. In this case here, when you get level 2 like this, so much faster, and just in general, your first trinket of the game is really important. What I mean by that is like, you really want to have a ward that makes you be able to play super confidently, okay? Or helps your teammates in a way. So wards that will help your teammates is Raptor ward. Right? Look at the game timer. We're 2 minutes into the game, right?
Right.
Okay. So if you ward Raptors now, and they're gone, that means they started Raptors. Does that make sense?
Right.
So, look where you're standing. If I'm getting level 2, we're not scared of Tryndamere all in, right? I can just E him.
Right.
Okay. So, does it make sense where I'm hitting level 2? So what I mean by that is, you're standing here, hitting level 2. Does that make sense in any way?
No, I should be pushed up.
Right. I should hit level 2 here, right?
Right.
Because, I mean, if he goes on me, he's fisted, right? So by me standing here, where does he have to go?
He has to go towards his tower, or he should.
Right, he should go over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
If he goes over here, that allows me to move here, right?
Right, and then I can place the ward.
Then you can place the ward. Now, I'm not saying you have to place the ward. Sometimes it is better for you to have an actual ward. Like, let's say you crash now, right? You one-shot this wave, and you ward, like, here, for example. Like, over here. So you have vision to here and vision to here.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of depends how aggressive you want to play the lane and, like, how much you need to care about getting ganked. Like, if you rather want to know where they started, rather than having vision for yourself, then you just ward Raptors. Sometimes knowing their path doesn't actually help you, because you actually need vision if they have, like, very powerful ganking champs. In that case, then having a ward for yourself is better. But you're not playing with anything in mind. Like, you're just hitting this guy. Like, you're not getting level 2 aggressively. You're not moving your lead to something. Like, you have push now. You have an advantage. This should lead to your teams knowing their jungle start position. You guys are playing with no vision. Your Shaco has no information to use. You have no information to use. And you're not trying to, like, advance in the game. You're just standing on your side of the lane, farming the creeps. And the longer you delay the Raptor ward, the less useful the Raptor ward becomes. Because if, let's say, I end up warding Raptors at like 230, right? If they're gone, it gets hard to understand what path he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Because, for example, if he started Raptors and they're gone at 230, it doesn't mean he started Raptors. He could have done red into Raptors, for example. Because if they are gone at 230, then he could start Raptors, gone this, and now he's ganking bot. But it could also mean he just started red and just did Raptors and skipped Krugs. And he's just pathing up to top. So it's not actual information. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And if you ward them at like 240, they could be gone no matter what. Because then he could have started top side, and then junglers that clears fast, they will be here at like 225, and then they would just finish this, and then at 240 they're here, and you would have no fucking idea. So you're just way too passive and you're not trying to like make anything out of what you've already done. Like you've gotten yourself push, which is good. You've made this guy half HP, which is good. Yet you're playing so safe, getting level 2 on your side of the wave. And you're not trying to get info or vision or anything. You're just like chilling. And be very careful about stuff like this. Where's your vision?
Non-existent.
No. Where's your vision?
It's by the raptor camp.
Okay. Where am I clicking?
I'm clipping up for no reason.
Right.
When
Stand here.
Yeah.
Stand here. And if you are not comfortable to stand in the happy pocket here, ward this then. Because you're not standing here. You're not standing here with your vision bot side and jungle here. If you stand here now, how can you get ganked? They'll have to chase you to here and you have Shaco. And you have not lose. You have bot with push, they can come as well.
Okay.
And also, enemy team knows as well, Shaco is bot side. They know it. So if you are also hugging bot side, it's way less likely that they will chase you, right?
Right.
Because they know that when they enter fog, they're coming into Shaco's zone as well. So we don't ever stand like this. For example, here Elise ganks bot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say wave is in the middle now on mid lane. And then on this wave here, you see now Elise bot lane. Can't I crash 2 waves and then help my bot lane? Or I could dive top, for example.
Oh, okay.
If you're doing it the way you're doing now, it's a lot harder to push, is it not? Since the wave is under tower. And also if you crash a wave, it's only 1 wave.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So hard shoving like this makes it easier for him to lane and harder for you to impact the map, unless you're gonna impact the map right now. Like right now. But we're not going to, because Tryndamere is holding TP. So if Elise goes to Shaco, it's 1v1. Which is why you just have to ward here when Tryndamere doesn't TP, because then Shaco is fine. Because if Elise comes from here, Shaco can simply leave and do whatever he wants. Right?
Right.
I would buy tier 2 boots. I think it's way better than this. Just better in many ways. Like, for your 1v1, movement speed is key, right? You want to kite Tryndamere. But also just how your champion plays. You get a lot of push and options to roam and fight. And having early boots in fights is really important, as it's like key to getting in range to actually do the fight, right?
Right.
You're just so fucking slow now. It's like hard to play the game. Like you're gonna get timers to roam and you can't even like move around the map, you know? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Right? Like that's the shit I mean. Like, of course you're gonna want to roam. You're playing Neeko. So don't buy your Kindle gem. Buy tier 2 boots. Because I hate plays like this. Like, this is the place that makes you stuck. What I mean by that is, look, you don't push the wave, you just leave it like this. What's the indicator here that this is a good play? They are out now. You agree?
Yes.
They can leave whenever they want. They're getting bombed by Tryndamere right now. Tryndamere should be hitting this tower now, agree?
Yes.
So aren't you gonna be like 1.5 level down the rest of the game now? Yeah. If you don't get double kill.
Mm-hmm.
And sure, you could say, oh, but if I see them click back, I'm gonna go back to mid. Yeah, but when? Because if you start seeing now that they click back, and you now go back to mid, you already lost your wave and the plate. Make sense?
Yes.
So I just hate doing this. If you did this when they were diving him, it would be so fucking good. Look here. Watch. If you now realize that top is going to get ganked, and you're now running up to top, that's good. Then you're preventing them from doing this. Let's say now you're in Tribush, right? Mm-hmm. And then you counter this whole thing. Like now you're fucking here. That's a good fucking play. Because that's kind of guaranteed. Because what would happen is, here instead of taking the plate, right? You would now go like this. And then you would just stand here. And you see when you're here, you notice he's getting ganked. You would go. That's good, because the wave hasn't even fucking come yet. So if it turns out he doesn't get ganked, you're not losing shit, right? You understand?
Yes.
But now, they can click back whenever they want. And you've committed now, because already here you've lost the wave if you start clicking back to mid. So, yeah, I just think it's a bad way to play the game. So yeah, like, I think one play you could have done, you can re-dive the Smolder. Look, Smolder respawn now, right?
Right.
If you really want to force something, you can run to bot and just re-dive the Smolder. Your Shaco's bot side, you can ping Shaco to come. You, Shaco, Nautilus, Draven, you guys can just re-dive their bot lane here. Smolder is like a tier 2 bot turret now soon. And your Draven can just stay. Yes, he has bad resources, why does that matter? If you and Shaco and Nautilus and Draven are all here now. That's a better play. Here you have a really nice TP ward on bot that you're not even thinking about. Because you're thinking about this top thing so much. You see, your bot is fighting. And you also have Nautilus ult coming up. And you're just so tunneled on this top fight. Just keep your options open, right? If you're only looking at one fight, then you have very limited options, right?
Right.
But you have a Nautilus with ulti up. If I'm you now and I'm dead, I'm thinking, what's the next play? And I'm seeing, okay, Nautilus ult soon. And I see, oh, I have a TP ward behind him on bot. Maybe I can TP on Smolder and Nautilus can ult him. We're just looking at this forever. So you ended up walking back to lane and not using TP again. So your bot killed Smolder, but you could have helped him. If you wanted to. But you didn't even notice it was happening.
Oh, this is where I fuck up and engage.
But what, like... Okay, look where Elise is, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we want here?
Either we want to...
We mainly want Drake, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we also want a fight if we can get it. It would be fucking good to get a fight since they're getting bot turrets, right? They're getting turret here on bot.
Right.
So you do want a team fight. So in this case, here's a good time to do E-flash, no? Is it not?
No, it's good.
Like, I know you failed your thing, but like, this was a good timer to do E-flash, I think. Because you want to secure and engage here. Is this a good decision by Tryndamere? If you are Tryndamere now, should you go and fight or end the game?
I don't think so. I think he should get the tier 2.
Yeah, he should end the fucking game. And then Elise and Smolder should try to stop you guys from entering bot. That's the correct play from them. But yeah, I mean, the rest of the game now is kind of whatever. I just want to see if you find some funny flank angles. Like in these cases here, if you are a minion running to this top fight, it's so good. Like you can just walk in the river now towards top. Since they don't see you if you're a minion. Or you can be like a baby raptor or some shit. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like you should not be coming from the same angle that they are like looking at with their camera and stuff. Like imagine these people that are fighting here, right?
Mm-hmm.
How will their camera be? They will see you now. You know, there's probably wards everywhere here because they were walking here. So why am I not coming here where they're not looking? And they least expect it. Yeah, I understand you don't have ulti here, but Illaoi is already dead, right? So we should be willing to take an aggressive fight, should we not?
Yes,
you have a fucking level 15 Volibear here fighting them. So you should not be worried about flanking them. You should be in a very aggressive mindset. You should be thinking, this is going to be a 5v4 if it lasts long, because Draven is going to come, right, if it lasts long. And flanking makes it last long, because I'm rotating like this, right? And chasing them down. But anyways, I have a 15 level Volibear. So I should want a team fight, even if I don't have ulti up right now. But you come from the worst angle ever. So it's like just really weird that this is going to be a soul fight. And you are telling me you're going to leave base with 200 gold? Like what's the argument? That pinks are a waste of gold or what? Your 75 gold investment here is going to deny your next item when we're fighting to the death for soul? Sure, if you had 500 gold for the fucking sorcery potion, right? And you bought that instead, that's okay. But you have 200 gold here. So you're not buying shit unless you're buying a pink. But you would rather save 75 gold in hopes of getting next item when this is gonna be the soul fight? Shouldn't I just buy 2 pinks now and remove all their vision?
Yes.
Smolder is dead. Shouldn't my mindset now be that we group and set up Drake and I place pinks and remove all of their wards so that when Smolder is alive, they have to face check us and I can find a good ult angle? That should be my mindset. But instead I'm saving my gold. And I'm also just like ARAMing mid here, which is strange. Like here you should just be leaving. Also your camera position is like trashed, so you don't even see what's going on. Like you can't even react to Janna coming. But yeah. Janna also has Shirelias, right? Seems like. Maybe it's just Janna's just maybe that's fast. No, she has Shirelia. So they just fucking run you down. Which you weren't aware of. So now you lost your flash as neeko. That feels really bad, right?
Right.
But this is also like what I've been saying this whole time. You don't have a plan. Or if you do have a plan, your plan is trash. Because you're going on mid here, playing as if you're like a Seraph, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, what are you doing? You have flash up and ult in 30. Your job is to flash onto Smolder and Janna and make a team fight. Why am I killing myself on mid? When Volibear is top, right? Volibear who's carrying your whole game, and Draven is bot. You don't want to make a fight happen now. So why are you so confident? If I'm doing this chunk, right? It's bad in the first place because they could already run at you. But if you're doing it, shouldn't your clicks be backwards and like running away?
Mm-hmm.
But your clicks are not even running away. You're like so confident, you're like auto-attacking him and clicking in. That's why I'm telling you, you don't have a fucking plan. The only thing that matters here is the soul. So when I go on this mid wave, yes, ideally I want to push this and set up vision. But Volibear is here and Draven is here. So if I have to give this push, it makes sense, no? Because I have this guy on side and this guy on side. So let them have one wave of push, and then you guys will retake when your Volibear and Draven comes. Yes, it's not ideal. Ideally, your team is pushing now, right? Ideally here, Volibear goes top and pushes it now, so that he can come to mid. Yes, that is ideal. Ideally now, you don't fucking recall, right? Ideally now, you go bot lane and you push out bot. Why are you recalling? Who's gonna kill your bot?
No one.
Right. So if you went bot, it's faster than Draven. Agree? That's how we fix this problem. Then we could group mid faster. But because Volibear went mid and then top, he's now late. Now you have to deal with it. Your team is late on the mid wave, so we have to push the next wave. So your job now is to stand AFK in a bush with Nautilus and wait until you can just farm and clear safely. And then now you will see your team should start to come, and then we can group for Drake. Instead, you're now dead and you don't have flash. So now for next fight, you don't have flash. You also saved 75 gold because you didn't buy the pink. So now you have 260 gold again. Right? It's just weird. You're not going to get your next item. Like, if your mid inhib is gone and you're stuck in your base, your worry should not be 75 gold, I'm going to lose my next item. Right? If you buy 20 pinks a game, then sure, you're going to lose an item. But if you buy 1 pink here because you're 3 items already, you're not going to like ruin your build, you know? Does that make sense?
Yes.
And just in general, like especially on like these type of champs, like neeko is like you really need to make sure they don't have wards.